Hi, this is George Jones. I'm here with Gordon Ung. We are here to build a home theater PC, known in nerd jargon as an HTPC. The project that we're going to show you how to do is going to give you a fully functional home theater that will allow you to get rid of your cable box. Gordon, three things that we're thinking about for this system, or what are your goals?
So when we started the project, the three goals, big ones, based on our experience with previous home theater PCs, was we wanted Blu-ray 3D support. We also wanted a ton of storage space because you want to be able to, not run out of storage, right? And we also wanted the thing to be quiet because you can't have a home theater PC ruin your television and movie experiences because you're listening to five fans, screaming while you're watching the movie.
All right, let's do it. Oh, one quick thing. What do we need to put this together? What kind of hardware?
Right here, a screwdriver.
All right, let's do it. Okay, where do you want to start?
Well, we're going to mount the hard drive. You'll do the same thing for your optical drive. These are part of the case. They'll hold the drive in place in the case. But let's do the more complicated part that scares a lot of people. Put the CPU in. You want to hold the motherboard?
Sure. So this is actually, these days this is a pretty straightforward process as long as you take precautions and do it the right way, right?
The most dangerous thing, of course, is on your CPU, you never want to touch these pins because you might bend them. In fact, the static on your body could also damage it, but that's a lot of scary talk. I've yet to kill a CPU by touching it, and I've even bent a lot of pins and repaired them. You just drop it in place in the socket, push the arm in place, and it's locked in. So now the CPU is in place. Now we're gonna get our thermal paste.
So talk a little bit about thermal paste and its use, especially this PC. We don't have a lot of active cooling, right? We talked about passive cooling and fanless cooling, so thermal paste becomes even more important, right?
Right, it's very important in all CPUs. This metal part that you're seeing, the shiny metal part, is not actually the CPU core. This is actually what's called a heat spreader, and it's a chunk of metal that sits right on top of the chip. That metal actually, as smooth as it looks, has a ton of valleys, and those valleys hold air, and basically you have a gap between that piece of metal and this smooth piece of metal. And what the thermal paste does, or what it does, is it actually fills in the gaps so that you have better conductivity between the CPU, the heat spreader, and the heatsink. So we're using 4 gigs of RAM. Our OS of choice was Windows 7 Ultimate. You could get by with Home Premium. We're also running a 64-bit version, which enables us to run or use 4 gigs or more and use all of it. So what you see I'm doing here is you spread these arms. You spread the arms. There's a notch that matches the memory. Put it in there. Use your thumbs on the end. Push down gently on both sides. Snaps in place.
Is there a reason that on the motherboard the slots are different colors, black and blue?
Yes, modern processors have single channel, dual channel, triple channel. This board and CPU is a dual channel, has dual channel memory support. So you need to put the memory, it's sort of like a double-barreled shotgun. You need to put, a piece of RAM in each barrel. If I were to put one in the blue one and one in the black, it would actually be running in single channel mode. Okay, I think we're ready to put the board in place.
Do you have any guidance for seating a motherboard?
Well, what you do want to do is when you look in your case, you can see these mounting holes. We're actually going to be screwing through holes in the motherboard onto the case. There are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 9 holes. So if I have 9 holes in there, I'm going to want to put 9 screws in the board. A very common mistake you make is you put the motherboard in and you only use 8 screws, and you're like, how come I only have 8 screws in? Well, what probably happened is one of those little metal feet is going to be sticking up somewhere in your motherboard, grounding something out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be putting in is this video card, but I'm going to explain something a little weird about where we're putting it. Normally in any system you build, the video card goes on the first slot under the CPU, well, the first full slot. Sometimes there's little shorter stubby ones under it. But you'll see we can't actually put this video card in this slot because of our massive heatsink and the massive heatsink on this video card. So what we're going to do is put in the other full-length PCI Express slot. Put it in place, press it in evenly till it locks in. There's a little finger that keeps it from coming out. This slot is actually slower than the top slot, but for home theater application, it doesn't matter. If this were a gaming machine, you might take a bit of a performance hit, but we're actually okay doing that. The next thing we're going to put in is our sound card. That goes in this small, stubby PCI Express slot. And finally, our TV tuner. Again, you'll see we're putting the stubby one in this long slot. So some people go, well, like, well, can I do that? Does it work? With PCI Express, it does. With other, PCI, older slots like that, it got a little weird. But on this, it recognizes that it's a lower speed card and sets up the slot that way. Power supply's next, I think.
Okay, so we got everything installed. We're gonna put the case on and then let's get this thing up and running. I think with any luck, we're gonna be watching TV in about 4 minutes.
Okay, so I'm gonna fire up Windows Media Center. And I know a lot of people hate on Windows Media Center. You've been using it for a couple months. What do you think?
It's improved quite a bit in the last few iterations. I have to say, like, I'm pleasantly surprised at what it's capable of, and I think particularly in combination with the Seton card, all of a sudden I'm like bringing 4 channels of HD into this system. On top of that, let's navigate, maybe find some of the recorded TV. On top of that, what's really interesting is that on my home network, I can stream any of these four tuners, provided I have a Media Center extender device, Xbox 360. Or one of the old kind of set-top boxes Microsoft sold a long time ago. But I can also stream any recorded TV throughout my whole network. I even surprisingly discovered on my PS3 I can pick up this stuff too. So
really?
Yeah. So all of a sudden I'm recording 1080 video. I mean, that's pretty good quality, I have to say. And then best of all, I can be recording this while recording 2 other channels while watching another channel.
So you can actually watch on another machine or a Xbox, watch another channel, cable in another room while you're recording?
Yeah, so the other day I was watching the San Francisco Giants play on HD on my Xbox 360 in the living room, and at the same time in the back room I had this running, another event.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm shocked actually by how cool this is. So what do you want to do now?
I'm not really a big Foo Fighters fan. I'd like to watch some Blu-ray 3D, which we can do on our new home theater PC.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. What do we need to play 3D movies on this system?
Well, I just happen to have one right here. You need a 3D projector. This is an Acer projector. It's about $700 and lets you put a pretty big image that's nice and bright on a wall, up to as big a wall as you have. You can also, if you have a 3D monitor that's ready, has to be 120 hertz. You can basically use it with 3D, and also you would also need the NVIDIA emitter, which I happen to have in my pocket. This controls the glasses that would let you see the 3D image.
So thanks a lot for joining us. We hope you had a lot of fun watching us. We enjoyed building systems. It's what we do. As always, you can find more information about this project at MaximumPC.com. And I think that's it. You want to watch a movie now?
Yeah.
What do you want to watch?
I think I want to watch Monsters vs. Aliens.
All right, I'm in.